The house of God is a place of worship. It's not a business center as people see it to be. It's not a business center.
Churches make a lot of funds. Like, why not? In fact, as far as I'm concerned, churches in Nigeria is not just to win souls alone. This is a big business. So it should be double taxed.
Pastors should not even pay tax.
They should be taxed for whatever proceeds that comes from the church.
Well, maybe pastors should be taxed, but churches should not.
Are you kidding me? Pastors, do you know how rich those people are? In fact, I think they should be taxed more than every other business.
Should pastors be taxed like every other business? Well, first of all, when we look at what CAC does, churches are, what's the word now? Churches are in the category of not-for-profit organizations.
I don't know about that one, but I think pastors are supposed to be paying tax too.
Are you kidding me? Pastors, do you know how rich those people are? In fact, I think they should be taxed more than every other business. Churches make a lot of funds. Like, why not? In fact, as far as I'm concerned, churches in Nigeria is not just to win souls alone. This is a big business. So it should be double taxed. Trust me, it should be double taxed. A big double. They should be seriously taxed. They are making serious money. And the thing is that they are not really investing so much to make profits. Because people just willingly give millions and billions of nairas, of dollars in the names of tithes and offering and what have you.
I am not in agreement with pastors paying tax. No. Because the house of God is a place of worship. People come there to worship, to communion. It's not a business center as people see it to be. It's not a business center. It's a place of worship. So the house of God, pastors should not even pay tax. Because I know they have a lot of people they give out to. They have a lot of people like my church. We have a lot of people that is on payroll. And you employing members to work in church is reducing unemployment. Yes, it's reducing unemployment. We have a lot of unemployed people looking for jobs.
I'm a believer of God. I love God. I love His word. In fact, I can't be here today without God. But the thing is that it's not right when people take advantage of ignorant people, because I feel like a lot of people are ignorant in the church. They work for me, so they work for you. Do them. Now it's a fact that these pastors are making serious money from the church. They are not paying anything out of it. They are not investing, and they are making a lot of money. So why not? They should pay tax. The people money that they collect.
That question, I don't know, because now they take churches as business. There's no God in church again. Jesus no day. Because now, if you're coming to church, if you notice, you notice that if you go to church, we go to church 4 times in a month, right? You go first Sunday, second Sunday, third Sunday, and you're not dropping anything in the offering box, they won't recognize you again. That is it. That is the fucking truth. If you're going to church, they are saying tithes, you are dropping 100 naira, the pastor don't cite your high with that. Very soon they'll be using you as the main topic of the church. So nowadays there's nothing like church. There's nothing like good Christian. Before you can find a good Christian home now, my brother, I go work out. It's just like 95%. I'm 95% sure there's no church anymore.
So should pastors be taxed like every other person? I would say no. Pastors shouldn't be taxed. Well, maybe pastors should be taxed, but churches should not. Because the pastor and the church are 2 different people. The pastor sometimes earns salary, so he can be taxed. The church, on the other hand, is a non-for-profit organization, so the church cannot be taxed.
Because we pay offering in the church, we pay tithes. I know the tithes are for the Levites, the widows in the church, but these days now is our pastor that are eating the money. But I think government, because of our, if you want, like in abroad now, when they do good roads, they collect tax from the churches, the mosques, They collect tax, but I believe in this country too, they need to be collecting tax from the pastors too. So that at least people that are coming to the church, we have to have a good road to walk on. Good lights, all those stuff. So I think we need tax.
Forgive me if I use this expression. Preaching very well is like marketing your product very well. A good preacher is a good marketer or a good salesperson. They make money. If what we are being told that those who are entitled to money of the church are the Levites. And who are the Levites? The Levites are those who have nothing else to do in terms of business. Their sole responsibility is to do the work of God. So if their sole responsibility and the only thing they do for a living is to preach the word of God, these are the people who are supposed to be the bona fide beneficiaries of what comes out from the church. And for those who also have businesses, many pastors have many businesses in Nigeria, outside Nigeria. Why shouldn't they be taxed?
So if, as a pastor, you have people on your payroll that you pay at the end of the month, you shouldn't be expected to pay tax. A pastor, a church, is not expected to pay tax. One, because it's a place of worship.
Because some of all these pastors, they do collect offering. Some of them collect what do you call it? They collect tithes. So part of these tithes they are collecting. There's nothing wrong with it if they should pay tax. Even when you go to this Western world, some of these churches they pay tax.
When you have a big church that at the end of every service they account to 2 billion naira, 100 million naira, while those whose government are taxing, maybe in a month they make only 5 million. Why shouldn't the tax be taxed? They should be taxed for whatever proceeds that comes from the church.
Anything you are doing that is generating money for you has to be taxed. The government have to collect tax on it. So to me, there's nothing wrong if they pay tax.
Yes, I think so. I'll be straight on this one. The reason is because Christianity presently is more or less like a business in this country. Not just this country alone, all over the world. Christianity is like a business, and if it has turned out to be a business, then in fact, even if it's not a business, it should be taxed, because even in the Bible, Jesus Christ, I think there was a place in the Bible where he said, "Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar." And at the end of the day, during his lifetime, there was a time they got a coin from the belly of a fish to pay tax. He was a Christian then, and there were churches then too. So if the churches were paying tax, why should pastors not pay tax? They should, because the same money that is made in the church, for whatever purpose they use the money for, I believe the pastors somehow feed from whatever they get from the church. So if the pastors can be paid from the money that they get from the church, then the money that they get from the church can also be used to pay tax, because they are also in existence in the country. They are not on their own. There's a body guiding whatever they are doing as well, so they should pay tax.